So here we are, getting set up. There's the old Austral tent, Austral tarp, and maiden voyage of the whoopee slings. I'm hanging up at the Wattagans at the moment, my maiden field test for the DD hammock, and we just attached whoopee slings which I put on this afternoon, so here's hoping that they're going to last. I'm not sure whether you can hear the weather outside, but the reason I've come up, we're actually looking at the sleeping bag there, the reason I've actually come up here tonight is it's meant to be very, very average weather. It's got a storm coming and every now and then I hear a bit of thunder, so probably not the best day to be hanging in a tree, but I figured if anything was going to fail tonight, it was going to be the night, so that's why I'm up here. Right, we'll give you a look at the setup in the morning. If any events happen during the night, I'll turn on and give you a look at what's going on. Otherwise you'll get a look at the setup in the morning. If the weather gets particularly nasty, I'll switch on. We've got a little bit of rain at the moment, absolutely love the rain. So fingers crossed the wind doesn't do too much to the trees above me and we wake up safe. I really can recommend the LED Lenser. It's the H7, the headlamp with adjustable brightness. And you can also zoom in if you want, or zoom out, so that's giving me plenty of light in here, and obviously I can have it running on the lowest power to preserve batteries and get the most out of it. But just to show you what I've got set up for myself tonight, I was going to cook some tea, but it's just too windy outside, and to be honest, I'm not hungry. If it's only, what do we got? It's only 6:15 at night, and it's absolutely pitch black outside. I'm not sure if you can hear the wind that's out there either, and just light rain. But I'll tell you what, I'm fairly protected. I'm hoping that I've pitched that out taut enough and it's not going to make too much contact with the mesh, with the net, or the bug net, and cause water to come in. But we'll see how we go through the course of the night. So this is going to be dinner for the night. Like something vinegar chips. I've got a bottle of Pepsi down on the ground beside me, although I think I've pitched a little bit too high. I may not be able to reach it, so might have to get out to get that. But we'll be getting those through the course of the night. But this is my little treat for myself on the maiden voyage of what I'm actually going to be doing is going to be joining two of my hobbies. Got the phone here. I'm not sure if you can see what that is, but I'm going to be watching the free practice for the MotoGP. Got headphones here, but I don't know whether I'll put those in or not. I like to keep an ear out and see what's going on around me. But anyway, now if you're wondering about the battery life, I've actually got two free practices. I've got free practice 1 and free practice 2 of the MotoGP 2012 round 6 Silverstone track. Oh, it seems the camera doesn't want to focus on that. Anyway, what I've actually got, and I'll show you a bit more of this in the morning, is I've got this hooked up to power there, which runs to over here. Where have we got it? Just grab it. Probably should have done this before I set myself up. So just a power pack there. That's just like a car 12 volt charger for it. There's an adapter. The reason I have the adapter there at the moment is because I didn't have the time to go and buy something or make something. So what that actually is I've cut the, it's pretty much just like a triple adapter for your car. I've cut the end off it, and I've actually got a 12 amp hour 12 volt battery down under the hammock here, hanging down the bottom in a plastic bag. So I cut the end off this and wired that straight to the battery. It's pretty average, but given that I knew the weather was going to be shit tonight, I've set myself up with lots of battery power for my phone to keep myself entertained. I didn't have time to grab a book or anything, or I didn't have anything that I'm reading at the moment to bring with me, so I figured I was going to have to entertain myself. And so that's the plan for the night anyway. I'm going to watch the MotoGP, or at least the free practice. So that's going to get me, and I've chucked in a couple of movies as well. So anyway, that's going to get me through the night. And of course obviously that's rubbish outside and it's relatively cool. Actually have an early night, and of course it'll probably be an early morning or possibly up through the night with the weather. We'll see how we go. Anyway, thanks fellas, talk to you soon. The storm's starting to quieten off. The rain's starting to come through now. Still plenty of wind. The wind's meant to pick up through the course of the night. Good news is I've stayed dry. The tarp's plenty of coverage, fire's gone out. It's now very, very dark. And I think it's meant to get down to about 10 degrees. It's probably going to be a bit cooler up here, so I don't know. I'm guessing somewhere around the 6 or 7 mark. But snug as a bug in a rug. All's going well. There we go, there's the weather at the moment. We're in around about here, give or take. So plenty of rain gone over already, plenty more rain to come. Now, I know you can't see anything at the moment. What I was trying to get you an idea of is this wind outside at the moment. Dropped off a little bit, but I'm not concerned about the rain tonight. I'm more concerned about that wind and just getting under this tarp and lifting it off the top of me in the middle of the night. I've convinced myself the wind isn't quite as bad as it sounds. It's simply the noise through the trees that makes it sound worse. You can hear it's absolutely ripping through those trees up there. It's a fantastic example of nature. Again, obviously I'll give you a view of where we are tonight. I've pitched right over near the edge or near the fence with the intentions of waking up with a fantastic view in the morning. Pretty much had to pitch up towards dark and ended up in the dark. So hopefully I've picked a good spot, but obviously because I'm close to the edge I've also left myself fairly vulnerable to the weather. I had considered going in a bit further closer to the other trees, but obviously with it getting dark I didn't have the ability to get up and couldn't see what was above me, so I went with these two trees because they looked the cleanest as far as branches and stuff up top goes. Knowing that there's going to be a wind coming in, I didn't obviously want anything dropping down on me. So, our Big Agnes crater, 15 degrees or 15 degree Fahrenheit bag, and sleeping pad doing wonders. Can't say enough about this sleeping pads. Fantastic. A bit windy outside. Rain stopped for the moment. Fingers crossed the tarp holds. Nah. I've been asleep for a few hours. Light's really bright. And the wind's just really picked up. Getting about a sort of half hour of sleep every now and then before the wind wakes me up. I think I saw a flash, so I think there might be some lightning about as well, although I haven't heard any thunder. Yeah, anyway, shaking the shit out of this thing and bouncing me as well on the suspension. Every now and then the wind really picks up and you feel like you're being lifted off the ground. Anyway, I got out and I checked all the tie downs. Oh me. A little bit earlier before I actually decided to have a sleep. Everything was fairly solid, so hopefully we'll hold. The ground seems fairly solid here as well. Yeah, so the ground seems fairly solid here as well, so hopefully won't worry about anything. I was going to bring some bigger pegs, some big sand pegs for extra hold, but unfortunately I've just got like the shepherd hook ones that come with the tarp, so we'll see how we go. Alright, wish me luck. Well, I think I'm in for a long night. I don't think it's quite 2 o'clock yet. Let's have a look. Oh no, alright. 20 to 3 nearly. And this is what I've got. This wind is just constant, just getting buffeted left, right and centre. Good news is all the stakes have held again so far. Sorry, good news is the stakes have all held so far. Bad news is it makes for a shitty night's sleep because of the lack of. Just getting thrown around a little bit. Not too bad actually. I mean really, it's more noise than anything else. If it wasn't for that ripping noise, it feels like it certainly sounds like I've pitched right next to a waterfall. Which, whilst that might sound relaxing, I can assure you it's not. And just every now and then it just feels like you get a big gust of wind. It feels like somebody's kicking the tarp or kicking the suspension lines of the hammock. Anyway, I think I'm in for a long night. At least I'm warm. A couple of times tonight I've had to undo the sleeping bag a little bit or flap the sleeping bag to let a bit of cooler air in. So it's really held up well. Definitely haven't got CBS, which is good news. And I think the fog's rolled in again out there, so obviously I'm not dragging my ass out there to have a look. Anyway, we'll see how she holds up. Good night. Maybe. Okay, well, it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. I've decided to pull the pin. It's I've just jumped up and had a quick look at the weather report, and there's gale warnings for the area. The winds are set to increase through the morning. It's about 30km/h winds now, which whilst they may not seem a lot, living up on the side of the mountain here, I don't think the situation is going to improve. Had I hiked in, obviously I would have stuck it out, but when the car's a couple hundred metres away and I've just got to ferry some stuff backwards and forwards, might be worth getting out from under these trees with this sort of wind. It's obviously it's just not a safe situation to be in, so I thought about it, and for a change, laziness hasn't actually beat out common sense. So I'm going to get out now, and I'll actually take this out with me, and you'll get a sense of the wind once we get out there. Alright, you can hear that wind. Not sure whether you can see that view that I've got there. There's absolutely a massive amount of stars out, which is what I'd like to see and wake up to. Well, not wake up to, but be able to have the tarp open and look at the view, but obviously that's not going to be the case. It's shitty, that wind's cold, and I'm getting the hell out of here. Alright, laters. Good night.